welcome back to this beautiful Wednesday morning in the heart of the Riverbend. I am joined right now with Tiffany Brazian, Illinois Department of Transportation, as we get to learn a little bit more about the development of the two roundabouts, getting ready to, kind of start that process. Tiffany, first off, how are you this morning?
Good, thank you.
Awesome. And, I really just want to thank you for taking the time to kind of come on here and just kind of let us all know and just kind of fill us in a transparent way about, some of the things going on with this roundabout. And, I think the best thing for me to do is just to kind of let you kind of paint this picture. How did this process start? When did the development of this idea come along? And how long in the
Well,
making has this been?
the phase one process started back in about 2013. IDOT started, with initial data collection and surveys and traffic data collection and talking with stakeholders in the area. We had five major stakeholders that we started discussions with, which was the village, evangelical, a couple of businesses, the homeowners associations in the area, and of course, Riverbend Growth Association. Then, as we started studying some of the traffic concerns that were in the area and listening to those stakeholders, we put together what we call a community advisory group. And our first community advisory group meeting was held in 2014, and then we had a second one in 2016. And we had about 20 people from the area, from different neighborhoods, Madison County Transit, Riverbend Growth, the Fire District, Godfrey Public Works. There's a big list of who those CAG representatives were, and they were sitting on that panel, basically, and they came up with a problem statement for those intersections. And our problem statement was that transportation, meaning all modes of transportation, related issues at the intersection of Illinois Route 3 with West Delmar Avenue and Pierce Lane are travel delays, confusing intersection designs, the inability to accommodate for current and future traffic needs, and safety issues. There is also a lack of continuous pedestrian and bicycle accommodations within the project area. So our design team took that problem statement and worked with this community advisory group and came up with some options of what our potential improvements for these intersections could be. Based on listening to their input, we had, I think it was 3 different designs. The roundabouts were one of them, and a couple of different signalized intersections were also looked at.
So, and not to cut you off because you're doing a great job of painting this picture of the process. So, just for everyone to kind of recap here, this quick statement for everyone at home. This was something that started off basically in 2014 with community advisory boards, or 2015 with these boards, and has kind of been in the works ever since with a meeting in 2016. And was there ever a time? And don't mean to put you on the spot here, but was there a time when maybe throughout the year, you guys were kind of keeping correlations with that community panel to see where the processes were within the last couple of years?
Yes, actually, we did go to a full public involvement meeting in October of 2018.
Okay,
So
that's what I figured.
after we had those meetings with those community advisory groups, and it was 2 main meetings, but if we needed to meet more individually with some of those smaller stakeholders, we would.
Okay.
It is kind of a constant communication, but there's a lot of design time in there also, and trying to figure out some of those minor details
Right.
on some of what the solutions could be. So we did go to a public meeting in October of 2018. We had almost 150 people attend.
Wow.
We did receive 28 comments from that meeting. 64% were in favor of the project.
Wow.
21% were indifferent to it and were excited to see something happen. They were more concerned about any land acquisition and design questions that they had. And 14% were opposed to the project. So we really had a good turnout. We had a lot of support for the project, and hence why we were moving forward with it.
And that's where we're kind of at now in the point of this conversation. Thank you so much for timetabling this. But What do you think kind of brought about this confusion? I don't really know if it's confusion or just kind of, I guess, just angst about this roundabout in the building process. Do you know where that snag in communication or just where that kind of disconnect came about?
We don't know exactly. We are assuming when this was taken to the public initially, it was intended to be a staged project and to keep Illinois Route 3 open. I think as we looked at it through the design process, we knew that staging this could take 3 to 4 years, and we didn't want to inconvenience the traffic for that long, which is why we started looking at a full closure.
And now with the full close, and not to cut you off, and I hate doing that. I'm sorry. There's a little bit of a the phone delay does it sometimes. I think. Give us the difference between if you guys do the full closure, what that timetable would look like compared to that 4 year time, 3 to 4 year timetable that you just described.
With a full closure, we have the option to detour all the main Route 3 traffic away from the area, and then that gives our contractor full access to the intersections. So that means that construction time can be cut down from a 3 to 4 year time frame to about a 6 to 9 month time frame.
Okay. And this is something that I just just looking into this project and doing a little bit of the quick research with the maps and things. With this process, if you guys were to shut it down, and this goes through, would you be looking at something to where you're making sure you aren't affecting the flow of school? Because I know there are two schools there. Is that something that's already been taken into consideration?
Those were still some of the fine details that we needed to work out,
Okay.
and that's part of the reason why we had this public meeting was to get the idea out there and to receive feedback from the public. So we were excited that we did have as many people attend the public meeting that we did. We had over 220 people attend the public meeting.
Wow. Well, and you know what? And I know that it's a it's a little bit of one of the it's not a it's not really controversial, but it's a little bit of a hot button issue. But I do like to see so many people out and looking into this and basically showing up and having a voice, whether it's for this or against the process. And I got to ask you here, was there any communication that you've had in the last, couple of, the last week or so with have there been any business owners, anyone that's kind of been really concerned about the flow of traffic? I know there are some people in that DeAdrian neighborhood that got a little concerned. Is there any kind of statement that we could give those great folks in those neighborhoods and subdivisions that they wouldn't have any through traffic through them?
We have received numerous comments from business owners and stakeholders and the like. Right now, we are still investigating, what options we have to maintain access through the area during construction. And really, any of those workable options that we come up with will be discussed with the elected officials
Hmm.
before a determination is made and before we actually, go back to the public with any additional information.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate you taking some time out, to talk to us about this today. It really, means a lot, and I appreciate this. What's the timetable that you guys have for the next line of communication? Um, with Village Hall, with representatives and of the like, in the area. When's that next couple of meetings to kind of hammer out those fine details and to kind of put forth more of a comprehensive plan for the residents of the area?
Right now, we've tasked our design team with looking at these various options to be able to maintain access through the construction timetable.
Hmm.
And because this design has been several years in the making, it's going to take us a little bit of time, especially with the holidays, to be able to kind of crunch those options and make sure that they're really viable. Once we have those viable options, we will get back with the elected officials and get their take on what they have heard from everyone in the area. And then once a final determination is made, we will make that information available on our project website.
And I really appreciate you bringing that to our attention. A couple more things. We got about a minute left, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hop on here. What's been the biggest, concern that you guys have heard from the residents, from the business owners? Is it the fact that it's being shut down? Is it the roundabout itself? What's been in terms of the last week, because we've seen so many people kind of be vocal about this, whether it's for it or against it. Has it, the people that have been against it, in your estimation, been against the idea of the roundabout or the idea of the construction phase and the diversion of traffic?
We have a lot of support for the project. There is some significant concern with the closure. And then there is a faction of those who do not want the roundabouts.
Okay. And
so,
oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, and to me, it's one of those. Do you think so? With the construction phase, are you guys pretty confident after in the next month or two, a couple of months after the holidays kind of wind down, that the plan that you guys develop now will be something that kind of fits that happy medium?
Yes, that is our intention.
Absolutely. Anything else you'd like to get out about this before we let you go today?
No, I just want to thank everyone who did attend the public meeting and provided feedback. It does give us the opportunity to do our job, but this way we can still deliver this much needed project for northwestern Madison County.
And I really thank you for your time, Tiffany. Any one last thing for you here before I let you go. Is there any way that right now you guys had a really good stretch last week of really making sure that emails were out there in case people were really concerned and had genuine questions, not just statements more or less, but what's that email address for you guys? Do you have a support email?
You can actually visit our project website.
Gotcha.
And the email address of our project manager is linked on there. So if you go to www.idot.illinois.gov/projects/IL-3-Godfrey.
Thank you very much. Tiffany Brossi, thank you so much for your time, and we'll be in touch in the future.
Thank you.
Quick break. We come back with more of our daily show right after this in downtown Alton.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you like to get out and go with a friend riding shotgun, the Z-Force line of sports side-by-sides are the perfect machines for you. Whether exploring the backcountry or racing down the trails, these beasts flat out give you more without having to pay for more. Life's too short to stay home.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagle's Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Once I got here to Lewis and Clark, I felt connected to this place.
It is about intellectual curiosity and people who want to work with faculty mentors and delve into these areas they're interested in.
And it gives the chance for students to develop a more full version of themselves.
Lewis and Clark for me is going to be the place that I found myself.